It's go time. We've got proof, and so before we get to what his album's about, we're going to talk a little bit about him. You should know him. If you know Eminem, you should probably know him pretty well. He was a prolific member in D12, and I think if you've heard the D12 albums but you don't know who he is, go back and listen to both of those albums and seek out his verses, because I think you'll be surprised at what he did. But enough people, he put out a solo album, and that happened in 2005, very shortly before he passed away. And so this album is a pretty big surprise. I'm glad, really. If you are coming to this album from Slim Shady, I don't want you thinking that he has the same format as him, because he really doesn't. And so the thing about that is, it's the only thing that you may kind of wish from this album is just that it had like a hit single. It does not have that, but it's just a party and bullshit album. That's really all I can say about it. Is he's kind of like one of the guys at a party that, well, I don't. That's going to be a hard one to sum up, but he's just very sporadic. That's the one thing you can say. Bizarre, more so, is kind of like a powder keg, but this guy is more, you don't know what he's going to do. So that equals fun on this album, and we're just gonna have a good time with it. It's not perfect, but it's still a thrill. So, can you smoke to this? I think the answer is yes. A surprising song that I'm liking more now is High Rollers. I feel like Purple Gang is another one. Sammy the Bull, and probably No T Lose would be some good ones. Those are some great smoking songs, and possibly Girls with the Boom. So those are a few to actually smoke to. The production, now, the thing about this is it's not your typical type sounding ones. The closest one I could say to that would be like Purple Gang and Girls with the Boom, but the rest of these, you're just going to have a more tasteful ear for production if you want some of them. Like a few of the ones I didn't like were the song Mad, and I also didn't like the well, let's just talk about the good ones. Pimp Likeness is real kind of weird. I think really you'll like that one. And D12 is on there, so that one's a good one to go to. Sammy the Bull's a great one. Slum Elements. And Ali kind of has a strange beat too. So the unheard songs, I liked a little bit more than half of this album, but I did like 7 songs and then 2 almost songs. So those songs are Purple Gang, Girls with the Boom, Pimp Likeness, Ali, No T Lose, song number 13, Sammy the Bull, and Black Wrist Bros. So those are like the good ones. And then the 2 almost songs were Slum Elements and High Rollers. So there's people on here that you're gonna know, and they kind of, to me, when you hear them on these songs, the part about it is it doesn't sound like songs that you would typically hear them on. So, Pimp Likeness, the D12 album that they're on, this is a song that not necessarily, it feels more like a Proof song than a D12 song. And, 50 Cent is on Forgive Me. I didn't like that song, but know that he's there. Be Real's kind of on, like, that one sounds kind of like a summertime song. Just real heat type stuff, high rollers. Swift from D12 is on Sammy the Bull. So you just got some good stuff on here. Trying to describe the production to you a little bit better and stuff that you'll like. Purple Gang probably has one of the best beats. I definitely would go for that one. Girls with the Boom has like synth type stuff on there. I mean, the beat is kind of not as good as Purple Gang, but it's still pretty, I think you may like it. Pimp Likeness is just mellow stuff. I really like Sammy the Bull. I would have liked Jump Biatch, but that one has like this real kind of beatbox, some annoying sound in there that keeps it from. That would have been song number 10. But yeah, I mean, you're just gonna have to give these songs a shot. It's really hard to describe just because of the different sounds. But I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, so just give those songs a shot. Like I said, just be a little bit more patient. They're not going to hit you right away. That's the only problem, is just that, some people may listen to this and think, I'm used to these certain people. Why am I not liking these songs? Well, it just is something that requires a different, you have to flip the switch and be kind of, I'm trying to think of how to do it. You have to switch your flow up. You have to you have to change your perspective in order to like this album. So don't go in thinking, oh, Dr. Dre beats and Eminem beats and whoever beats, I'm just looking for that. It's going to throw you for a loop, and you just got to be prepared for that. So the score, I'm going to give this album a 5 out of 10. And in the future, there isn't one because Proof is gone. But, you've also got the D12 albums, so you should have pretty good time. The social score, I'm going to give it a 4 social because it just is difficult, kind of. Like I said, the radio song wasn't really evident on here, so. But, I mean, this is something I do recommend you give a shot. It's kind of like a trip to take, but I think it's worthwhile. So can it be top? The answer is yes, it can, but, don't miss out on this. Like if you're just having a lull in your life and you need kind of something to flip the script and give you like some surprises, this is a perfect one. And I know that, this will probably do it just because it was kind of low key. So just keep that in mind. I give this album a 5 and a 4 social.